Welcome back to VintageCraft UHC Season 6. We left off last time with Omnishade and Red Super taking some damage from skeletons, and this is a good time for me to talk about Omnishade. Omni is known as probably one of the better PvPers of the group. He's definitely one of the more aggressive people in the community of VintageCraft. As we saw last time, it was in this episode that he actually started to already try and go in for kills against against teams. I cannot remember exactly who was what on what team. I think it was Shark or Stark. I think it was Sharky was on the opposing team, and I think Sharky got a triple kill in the in that fight. Omni, Sober, and someone else all died in the crossfire. And I know Omni wants revenge from that, so I know Omni for a fact is definitely someone who is after some blood. Saka, Carabiner, and Trombone all taking damage from skeletons and fall damage. All very troublesome reasons to be taking damage from mobs there. These guys already being full iron each is a great start. Let's go to Saka once again here. Saka's already down to 6.16 health, finding some water. They are in a swamp, as we can tell by the color of the water. The color of the water changes depending on the biome you're in, and obviously the more murkier color means that you're in a swamp. He took an arrow to the knee. It was very sad. TheCatMurgatroyd finding 4 gold, and these guys now dealing with skeletons again. It seems I heard an arrow. It might have actually been from a block, because if you break the block that the skeleton shot the arrow on, then it will fall and potentially damage you. It won't deal as much damage as a full-on skeleton shot, but it will still chip you for a couple of percentage of damage. Captain Richie taking his first damage from a zombie. Yep, no armor yet on Captain Richie, although quite a bit of iron being found, so that'll help him out. There was a spider somewhere. Now I'm trying to find it. There it is. It's below him in a pretty low level cave, actually, diamond level cave down there. I'm going to take a quick sip of my water because my throat's getting a bit dry. I'm going to keep this water next to me as well. My apologies. So, I took a lot of feedback from the first UHC that you guys gave me. Thank you so much for all the positive feedback and all the comments on the last VintageCraft UHC, by the way. It really means a lot. So, one of the main things was it was difficult to hear the other people in the call with me. I believe I fixed that this time, so hopefully it should be louder. Hopefully it isn't too loud. I'm really hoping it isn't... I'm really hoping it doesn't get to the point where it's too loud defending. Red Super taking a lot of skeleton damage here, and Omni looks like they're both trying to deal with skeletons, and they're taking a fair bit of damage from it. Looks like Omni might be being a bit too aggressive, but I mean it's working out for him. Already found himself a mineshaft, which means easy bows for the two of them, assuming they can get past the cave spiders. And mineshafts, if they can get down to a good level enough, have a very good chance of wielding nice ores. For example, diamond level mineshafts have a very, very high chance of giving you quite the amount of diamonds and gold and things like that. So these guys are right above a cave spider spawner, which is very concerning. So I'm assuming they're going to detour their path into another direction. Going to Nebris and Igris, one of the last minute teams. I think Nebris was a very last minute addition to this UHC. Both with iron chest plates, and already down very close to diamond level. Nebris, as we know from the Minecraft UHCs, is a very strong player. Although I know he hasn't played in a while. He's played a lot of Pixelmon lately, as we found out from our conversation with Stent. Fish finding diamonds. We'll check on that right now while I continue to talk about this. Yep, first 6 diamonds found right down here at Y11. Very nice. Already made a diamond pickaxe too for Fish and Notion. Great start for these two. He's been playing a lot of Pixelmon lately, which means that he might have lost his touch a bit with mobs and PvE, but hopefully he can get back to his prowess very shortly. This is looking very bad for these two. Luckily, the shields protected them both, and no damage. But the silverfish from the creeper explosion might cause some problems, especially when there's diamond right next to them. Oh, this is interesting. So now these guys are going to have to deal with not getting hit by a silverfish. Because when you kill one, more will spawn. Notion taking some damage from them here. One goes down, and hopefully fish does not hit Notion. Good stuff. They managed to take out the silverfish. Notion taking a bit of damage. However, as long as they didn't miss it, and I'm hoping they didn't miss the diamond right here. There's even more diamonds right here. Just 2, but that brings them up to 8, which brings them at the most so far. As well as some gold to heal up Notion as well. So we saw Sober also find some diamonds. Yep, Sober's already down here. Down at the... down all the way at lava level as well. Can't check how many diamonds he has. I believe he found 6. Yes, he found 6. Still using the iron pickaxe, though. Unsure if he has the ability to make books and things yet. But but I'm assuming when he gets a water bucket, he will definitely be trying to make that enchantment table as quickly as possible. Lily taking a bit of damage there from Skeleton. Actually, quite a bit of damage. Oh, the Skeleton is right in her face, and she goes down. Wow, that is such a unfortunate... That was very unfortunate. It looks like... No, I don't think it died. I think it despawned as soon as she died, because I'm guessing no one else was in the chunk. It doesn't seem like it by pressing V, because we can see we can only highlight players, and she was so close to diamond. Oh, that is so sad. Very, very unfortunately. Very, very unfortunate there. She panicked. She was spamming the she was spamming the mouse button a lot, and I think that's what got her in the end. Normally, when a skeleton's that close to you, the best strategy for me is to just hold your shield up, wait for the skeleton to shoot, hit it once, maybe twice, and then block again. Even if it's right in your face, the skeleton will still block it, or at the very least maybe try and back out a bit. But obviously in this situation, it's very, very difficult to do that, especially when the skeleton was in armor as well. That is quite complicated to mess with. This VintageBeef has so many skeleton horses. I wish I could see exactly who that is, because I would love to see the skeleton horses in action. That would be wonderful. But speaking of this, we're going to go to Captain Morgan and Rascal. Morgan's taking a fair bit of damage from the skeletons, but they are back by the inner mineshaft, down at diamond level actually, or very close to it. And the chances are... Oh, Saka just died to a creeper. Oh no, I'm missing all the... Okay, that one was not my fault. I couldn't miss that, unfortunately. We can try and CP to Carabiner, though, who was the teammate. And doesn't seem to be anywhere near them, unfortunately. That was very, very unfortunate for Saka being blown up by a creeper there, meaning Carabiner is now also a solo as well as as Bunny. That really sucks for Bunny. That's 2 UHCs in a row of Spectator for Bunny, where she's going to be, unfortunately, a lonesome player. Although this time, at least, it wasn't to someone critting out Lasmark in the first well, a couple of minutes of PvP being on. So now Carabiner is going to be running around on the surface, maybe going to the stuff. Who knows? I don't know if they know exactly where I don't know if they know exactly where Saka died, but it looks like they've got themselves a little base set up here, which is quite nice. So yeah, it looks like Carabiner does have a rough idea of where the death happened. I don't know if we can locate it. If we can try and follow the torch path, we can maybe find where the creeper happened. It's very difficult to tell though, because there's so many torches, which is kind of cool in a way. Drayler and Beef getting enchanted. When did they even get diamonds? I don't even know. I don't even remember these guys finding diamonds. I must have missed it. Regardless, Drayler and Beef are the first 2 to get enchanted in this UHC. Very nice to see. Nice to see Drayler not dealing with witches. Beef burning a variety of blocks right next to lava. A little concerning, but looks like he's safe above him, so I believe he's fine as long as he doesn't accidentally step in it. Bat burning to death, very lovely. But yeah, very, very nice start for Beef and Drayler here. They're in the best spot right now, being enchanted. Carabiner now finding diamonds. I don't know if that was from the dead body. No, looks like I think he just mined those himself. Very nice. So, despite the death of Saka, Carabiner already making up for it with some nice diamonds. It was a grand total of... How many diamonds was it? Oh, we don't know. Oh, he must have just picked it up in a chest. Maybe it was. Maybe it was from a dead body then. We may never know. You'll have to watch their perspective, assuming one of them is recording, to check it out. And look at that. Looks like Cowbine has actually found even more diamonds. Very, very nice, assuming... It looks like only maybe one, though, which is kind of a bit of a shame. And it's right above lava, which is a bit of a problem, but any diamond matters. So let's see, who should we go to next? Let's TP to someone random. Let's just go through the paces and see. Let's go to... I haven't been to Crawthorn yet. Crawthorn. So let's go to these guys. Crawthorn only has an iron hammer right now, teaming with, if I can actually get the name, QueenGreedyB. Both with not too much iron armor right now, but they seem to both be in fairly decent condition, as I don't see any arrows or anything in their bodies right now. So they're playing very, very safe, which can definitely help them. Trombone finding diamonds there. Dutchman just found a vein of 8 diamonds. How did Trombone get those diamonds if he didn't mine them? Let's take a look. Oh, it was in a chest, I think. Yes, it was. There was a minecart chest here, and he found some diamonds in it. Very nice. The problem with Trombone and Happy up here, though, is that they are also in a mineshaft similar to Omnishade's team. And as we can see, there are lots of cave spiders, which is just absolutely wonderful. Looks like they're in a safe-ish position here, though. There is just one skeleton to deal with. They're going in against it with the axes they have. I think I also saw a wooden sword on Trombone's inventory, which obviously isn't the best choice of weaponry, but a stone axe is definitely much better. Flouzemaker now finding diamonds. Not really too surprising. Flouz is very good at the game. He's played a lot of UHCs in the past, so it's not too surprising that he would be one to find quite a few diamonds. It looks like he's shifting. Oh yeah, he sees a name tag, but it's just his teammate, Jose. So 3 diamonds for Flouz there. Not too much, but still better than nothing. We have Red Super and Omni still in the mineshaft. Red Super taking a fair bit of damage. Now down to something. Where is his health? It's difficult for me to tell. Red Super's down to 2.45. Jose just found 8 diamonds as well. So Jose and Flouz have 11 diamonds between them. That is a very, very nice batch right there. I think that's the most diamonds we've seen on a team thus far. Let's see. Omni is over here exploring his own part of the mineshaft, it seems. Obviously, we don't know what he has exactly, but they've also colored their shields. At least, yep, they've colored their shields a nice white color, or it looks like, actually looks more like iron, if anything. Looks like they had enough gold, or they got lucky and found a golden apple in a dungeon, or a chest. Regardless, Red Super is going to have that golden apple to either eat right away for the instant health regen, or he might eat it later to save for the absorption against the player to gain those 2 additional hearts. It's going to be really difficult for me to check everyone in this UHC, so I'm going to do my absolute best. Back with motherofmermaids and Megaran. I haven't been to these guys since the beginning of the UHC. They looks like they have a fair decent bit of armor already, but looks like they're just currently exploring surface caves, once again taking the UHC very slow, which honestly is a nice way to play it. It's a lot safer that way. Looks like they're finally starting to dig down, though, to try and find some caves. In the current area, they're not going to get too lucky unless they dig out a fair way. But there was a fair number of caves they could try and access, if only they had access to the X-ray that I have right now. But what's more intriguing is next to them, it appears there is another team, or at least another person, over here with Igris. Yes, Igris and Nebris' team are somewhat close. Not super close, but we can obviously see there's several tunnels through from Megagrand's cave, which is interesting. Looks like Igris, I don't know if he's spotted them yet, but there are diamonds right behind him. He's definitely spotted them now, and he's going to obviously mine them, and it's a 5 patch, enough for an enchanting table. Very, very nice for Igris and Nebris. Actually, that's quite interesting. Igris and Nebris. Their names rhyme. Wow, they're like the perfect duo. You could almost say that team was rigged from the start. Let's go to Devilish Taz and Royal Majesty. Looks like Taz is in full iron. Taz was one of the people, I believe, who was who was involved in the cluster battle in the last UHC with Omni's team. Looks like these two are having a much nicer start this time. Already both in full iron armor, and with quite a nice cave below them. So it looks like they've got a quite looks like they've got quite a good cave to go below them here. Very nice. Let's see if I can TP to someone else who we haven't TP'd to yet. Let's see. Who have I not been to yet? It's really difficult for me to tell. I feel like I've been to everyone. I haven't been to Ant yet. Ant Brooks and Sofa 7. Sofa told me to get a good view of her death in this UHC. I can't promise that I will do that because I have more faith in her than that, and I hope that she will win or at least do very well. Ant seems to be wearing some interesting boots. He seems to be wearing, I think they're pink leather boots actually. I don't know if Sofa is wearing the same. I can't really check if Sofa is nearby right now. Doesn't seem like she... Oh, no, there she is, all the way over there. Let's see if she's also wearing the pink boots to symbolize the team. Yep, they're both wearing pink boots. Absolutely wonderful. Very nice to see. Omnishade and Mother now also both getting the... Oh, and Red Soup, of course, all getting the sleep to make Phantoms not spawn. Phantoms will begin spawning from episode 3 onwards, because that will obviously be... Actually, I think it might be episode 4 onwards, because I think it's after 3 nights of not sleeping, they will begin to spawn. So that's obviously something to be wary of. Everyone has to sleep, but I'm betting we'll see at least a few Phantoms spawning in this UHC. So for very safely dealing with the Enderman, not looking at it while mining the gravel for flint, very smart. Krafve here, I believe, had a interesting UHC in the chisel perspective, assuming I'm getting the correct people here. I'll be honest, my mind's been a bit frazzled lately, so I might not be able to remember. I'm actually quite impressed that I've been able to remember anything coming into this UHC, but I'm trying my best for you guys. Krafve had an interesting experience with a skeleton in the last UHC that I spectated, being on half a heart, being stuck between a border, a wall, and a skeleton, and eventually deciding to make a suicidal jump to kill the skeleton, finishing himself off, which was very sad. Looks like this UHC is going much better from this time. This time though, he's teamed with Amarabella, who teamed with Beef last season, and has, I believe, has played in all of the VintageCraft UHCs so far. They've got some nice furnaces going up, and the reason I wanted to TP to Krafve is because look at all the gold this man has. Already at least 24 in that in these furnaces alone, and I feel like he's found even more that he might be holding in his inventory. And they're also in a mine shaft, which is always nice, and it's right above diamond level. Doesn't seem like it goes too much lower though, so it seems like diamonds might be out of the question. However, there is a fair bit of cave, which they could definitely get some from. There's still a long way to go in this UHC, so a lot of potential to get that stuff. Let's go a bit further along the time. Let's go to... Who have I not been to yet? I haven't been to Richie yet. Let's go to Captain Richie and Shiton. Shiton just... is it Shiton? Chitin? Burrito? S1? I feel like I've just, like, made some kind of... I feel like I've said the wrong thing here. What are they taking aim at? Is it just skeletons and witches? I think it's just skeletons and... I mean, they're not fighting at right now, are they? No, okay. I was a little worried there. I was just making sure, because I would be... I'd be pretty impressed if I was somehow able to miss that. Who was I just with? God, I feel bad. I actually can't remember anything anymore. I was with Richie. That's it. Don't worry, I'm not that silly. That's not Richie. That's Captain. But Captain is actually, while I'm here, mining some gold beneath the obsidian that he found. Very, very nice. God knows how he found it, but he found it regardless. Let's see if I can TP to the correct player this time. Captain Richie. Very nice. Much better. So, Burrito here already finding himself needing to eat a golden apple. Obviously, we can't tell their exact health at the moment, because anonymous means you also can't see their health points as well. But very nice that they were able to eat a golden apple already. The border is apparently shrinking already, and that's the end of episode 2. Wait, really? Oh, I guess it is. Wow, these episodes have been going by really quick. I feel like I haven't been doing as good as last time, but hey, maybe you guys disagree. Regardless, thank you all for watching episode 2 of VintageCraft UHC Season 6. Next time, the adventures continue.